Heroes of Terranoth is a co-op game for 1 to 4 players. You are heroes battling monsters in order to complete quests. The game is based around these quest sheets. The one side shows you the setup instructions for the Nemesis, as well as the enemy, location, and exploration decks. Once everything is set up, read the opening story. It also has the win and loss conditions. The enemy deck will have a few different factions, each with unique abilities, and 1 of 3 difficulties. The factions have regular enemies, called minions in the game, and masters, which are tougher. The locations need to be explored, which basically means you need to use your explore action to roll dice to beat the number in the corner. Once finished, move to the next location, or reveal the next card in the stack. Locations have abilities as well, and also show how many enemy cards are engaged, the red number, and how many are face down, still hidden in the shadows. The exploration deck is full of cards, some helpful, some not, that you'll also draw when exploring. On your turn, going around the table, each player will perform an action: attack, explore, rest, meaning heal, and aid, meaning help an ally. When you choose an action, follow the instructions on your card. Then exhaust the card, meaning turn it sideways. It cannot be used until you refresh it, which can be done after resting and aiding. These cards are unique to your character type, and your hero has a unique ability that can modify it. Let's look at the heroes. Because the game is pretty much rolling and resolving card actions, I won't get into what specific cards do. After certain events, 1 or more players will be allowed to select an upgrade. You have 2 paths, and 1 upgraded card for all basic abilities. Once you choose a card from a path, you can only continue on that path. It's unlikely you'll upgrade all 4 starting cards in a game. After the hero phase, the enemies go. Follow the instructions on their action bar. Some will be engaged with you in your player area, others may attack or do something else that's bad for you and your heroes. After the enemy phase, you do the peril phase. Move the peril marker on the quest sheet and resolve. Finally, the location effect triggers. If you completely explored a location, you can now move on to the next one. The quest sheets have victory and defeat conditions on the bottom. Once one of them has been met, the game ends. Flip the sheet, then read the story text. Activate cards to manage the enemies, explore locations, and hope the dice are on your side. That's Heroes of Terranoth. There's lots of reading, and a bunch of the words are at least grade 3 level. There's also simple math to resolve dice rolls. Very experienced 8-year-olds should be fine with the mechanisms, but they'll need to be strong raiders to do well. I'd guess players aged 9 or 10 would be better suited for Heroes of Terranoth. Luck plays a part in how long games last. Ours seem to need 90 minutes, including setup and takedown, which takes a bit of time because of the modular decks. Low player counts might get away with playing this on a large coffee table. The piles and central player areas take less space than you'd think based on the box. 4 players should stick to a dining room table. Our second game started off alright, but went downhill quickly. A few times, Mom looked like she was going to die. Dad and I made sure the strongest enemies engaged with us. Unfortunately, Dad was now close to dying. We were on death's door until the final location was almost fully explored. Dad survived, but me and Mom went out a little earlier. Dad explored, but had a bad roll. That sealed it for us. The Nemesis, Rita Wallace, cut through him like he was nothing. The art is awesome, and the graphic design is clean. The layout and symbols are easy to follow. Everything made sense quickly, although the wound symbol looks too much like a guitar pick. I do think the font is really small. If you have trouble reading tiny text, keep this in mind. The game is very modular. You have the 3 heroes in each of the 4 classes, and the quest means the enemy and location decks are different. I love games that do this. The upgrade system is cool. You get to make your characters yours. Depending on the adventure, you might not be able to upgrade most of your cards, or possibly any at all. The enemy activation is so smart. It's such a simple thing, but balancing the timing and figuring out who attacks what, I like this a lot. I enjoy difficult games where you feel like you have a chance, and you aren't just fumbling around while the game plays itself. Luck can play a role in whether you win or not, even if you make good decisions. I tend to prefer games with this much luck to be shorter. Heroes of Terrinoth is okay, but I feel the luck and length keep this from being a game I enjoy. My mom and dad enjoyed this a lot more than I do. By the third game, I didn't really want to play this again. This is another co-op like Street Masters and The Walking Dead No Sanctuary, which are also by Adam and Brady Sadler. We're big fans of them, and even though many gamers don't like co-op games for some reason, the Sadlers are doing what they can to change people's minds. If this sounds interesting to you but you don't like those two games, you might still want to check out Heroes of Terrinoth, as it plays quite differently.